Hey guys, this is Red from Red's Third Dimension Gaming, and here with me is Killatia.
I'm actually pronounced Killatia.
Maybe I should start over.
No,
What
no,
is it?
no. That continue.
Yeah,
Nobody
we'll
gets
just
it right the first time.
okay.
Okay.
Killatia.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just re-say it, reintroduce you. I'm here with Killatia,
Hello, Red.
and today we're going to be talking about E3 predictions for Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. Also, a little bit of Bethesda since they're a pretty big game company, and they're starting off E3 this year.
Yeah, it's very unusual for them to do an E3 press conference, considering that they've never really done one before, to my knowledge.
Yeah, this is their first E3 conference, and they already showed off Fallout 4, which it looks good already. And here's the thing, just because it didn't look that great in the trailer, like graphically, that's actually a good thing because they're not like promising too much for the audience. Like, look at Watch Dogs at E3, and then it got downgraded quite a bit. And there's other games like Assassin's Creed Unity, Call of Duty Ghost didn't look as good when it came out. There's several games that didn't look as good, but this game, I believe it's going to be a 2016 game, and it's still in production, and they're probably going to show off a lot more gameplay on that game. And I also think they're going to show off Doom as like their big game this year, and that could come out this year, and or probably more or less next year.
Yeah, definitely Fallout 4 and Doom 4 to, is gonna be there at Bethesda's E3 stuff. At least Fallout 4, at the very least. Like, because you don't really do like a whole press conference and just not show off like just one game. Like, you have to
Like
show
it,
off like a bunch of different games.
yeah, like it could be either Elder Scrolls that they're going to show off, like maybe just like a logo or something about it for the next game, but then they'll show it off more next year.
Yeah.
They could go all out. They could have like Elder Scrolls 6 and then Doom and Fallout all in one press conference. That would be really cool.
Yeah, and perhaps maybe even some updates to the Elder Scrolls Online, because from what I understand, it's doing like a little better ever since they moved to a semi free to play model, where you still have to pay for the game, but there's no subscription fee to it.
Yeah, pretty much what I got out of the PC original Elder Scrolls Online is that was like that literally looked like a beta version of the game, and online on PC, the people had to pay for that game, and yeah, so they got like the worst version of it when it first came out, and it looks like the new version is a lot better, but I'm gonna wait and hold off until I see some reviews on this. The free-to-play model is a lot better, I think, also. And I think Final Fantasy XIV should do the same thing, but I think it's a little pricey for $15, I think it is a month, $20. It's a
Yeah,
little pricey for me, because that's like over $200 a year, something like that.
yeah. Unless your name is World of Warcraft, nobody really wants to pay like a subscription fee for an MMO they may not play like a year into the future.
Yeah, like that's how I felt with Final Fantasy XIV. I liked the 30-day trial thing, but yeah, it just wasn't for me. So I just like I probably play it a little bit more if they didn't have a subscription fee and just had like free to play elements, like where you could buy extra stuff. But yeah, like look at Warframe. They're doing really good. My friend spent over 200 something dollars on Warframe, and it's a free to play game. There's a lot of ways to make money on those.
Yeah, there was a lot of ways to make free to play. Some good, but but unfortunately, a lot of free to play games also tend to be like a little bit like shady. But that's a discussion for another time.
Yeah. And then we're going to move on to Microsoft's conference. What do you think is going to be their big, like, you think it's going to be a secret game, or you think it's going to be just, like, a big old trailer for Halo 5?
Well, considering that Halo 5 is supposed to be out like this year, I'm sure they're going to have a big booth dedicated to just the demo of the game. And of
I think
course,
they're going to spend a lot of time talking about the game because this is, like, this. If you're an Xbox fanboy or, like, Xbox is your home, that's what they're going to that's what they're going to talk about, and
Yeah.
they love that franchise.
Yeah, like getting an Xbox without Halo, it basically the same as getting like a Nintendo Wii U without any Mario games. You just don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Microsoft definitely have a lot to prove with Halo 5, especially with how bad the Halo Master Chief Collection launched last year.
Yeah, and another thing about that, like the beta for Halo 5, what didn't even last that long. I was surprised that
Yeah, I
it was
think
only
maybe
like
like
what, a couple weeks or something.
yeah, a couple of weeks. Yeah.
And I like bought it and then like, oh, it's already gone. It's like, well, and then they're also giving you Halo 3 ODST, which they might talk about at E3, but it's only for people that bought it last year.
Yeah,
And
who bought
yeah,
it
so I
last
lose
year?
out on that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like whoever bought like before a certain date gets it for free, but considering that there was still like a fan base for ODST, I'm sure Microsoft will release it as like a paid DLC.
Oh,
later down the
they
road.
are too actually.
Yeah.
It's $4.99, which is really cheap.
Oh,
It's
that
not much, but yeah, it
hey
still would
for
have been nice to get it if you already bought it like at least like within the past 6 months
yeah,
at least.
hey hey $5 for a few hour games. That's a fair deal to me.
Yeah. And the next big announcement is going to be with Forza 6, I believe, and Gears of War 4, I think is going to be like their supposedly secret, but everyone knows they're going to be making another Gears of War.
Yeah,
They already bought the franchise from Epic Games. They're not going to just not do anything with it.
Yeah, if it's not going to be Gears of War 4, it's most definitely going to be like the Gears of War collection, which is like a remastering of like the first 3 Gears of War games.
Yeah, I could see them doing that, like to compete with Naughty Dog's Uncharted series. They're gonna have an Uncharted collection coming out. So, what other big series has not come to the Xbox One yet? That and Fable, basically. And they could have a Fable HD collection. Which
Well,
I've seen
technically, there's already like an HD version of the first Fable on the 360. But I could see that being
But,
ported
yeah,
to the
they
Xbox One if priced reasonably.
Yeah, they could actually, if both companies might do this, but I could see Microsoft doing this more with maybe a couple of their franchises, just do like a bunch of HD releases. Maybe that's some of their surprise announcements.
Yeah,
Fable franchise, that Gears of War, and maybe a couple others. I'm not Crackdown, maybe.
Oh yeah. I know they announced like Crackdown at last year's E3, so I'm hoping this year that we'll get like more information about it because Crackdown was a good game on the original 360. Gets a little bit more repetitive towards the end.
But playing it later on in its like life, it's really like I tried playing that before, and what was it, Dead Rising, the first one. And I didn't like them at all. I was just like, man, this is, you can tell they really show their age. But like maybe an HD collection on even the first. Didn't they have a second one on 360?
There was a second one, but it wasn't as well received.
But they are having a third one come out on the Xbox One, so they'll probably show something for that.
Yeah, definitely.
And Quantum Break, was that the other big? That was another game that looked good graphically, but we didn't see a lot of like details on it.
Yeah,
that game could be shown off.
Yeah, like there were a lot of games announced last year at Microsoft press conference.
Pretty much the games from last year. They're gonna be back this year.
Yeah,
probably just more
they announced it last year,
stuff. Yeah,
but now they have to actually really talk about it this year.
Yeah. Not just like show a title and like a tiny trailer, just show gameplay of it for once. And Gears of War actually last year, I believe that was like, wasn't that like their closing? They had like a Gears of War little Gears of War logo, like I think at the very end, and that was it. So they're gonna have to have something.
Yeah, they're gonna have something with Gears of War, but
I think they're better off going with a 4 and making a better game because a lot of people didn't appreciate the last game, the pre-sequel one.
The Judgment?
Yeah, I can't remember the title. That's because I never played it. I heard a lot of bad things about it. So, Rise of the Tomb Raider, that's definitely going to be shown off at E3 this year.
Yeah, especially since Microsoft paid like top dollars to get like pretty much exclusive rights to it.
And I believe they're going to be like handling the publishing on it, ain't they? Because I saw something like their name as the publisher.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
yeah.
Square Enix is the publisher or
Well,
Microsoft is.
I think it's pretty much like what happened with Bayonetta 2 and Nintendo. Well, Nintendo pretty much has like co-publishing
They
rights
have
with
publishing
Sega.
rights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm guessing that Microsoft will have like co-publishing rights with Square Enix on this one.
I think Square Enix was very stupid by doing that, but then again, they're probably getting their monies back, like their money back, just from have like all the Microsoft money that they paid out towards it. But
Yeah, because normally they don't
they're
do
losing out on sales.
well. They're kind of losing out on sales, yeah, but they probably just went with the deal because it's like, okay, we get them some more money back from this deal, and we'll still get some money from the 360 and Xbox One sales.
Another surprise that I don't like if Microsoft did pay money for Silent Hills, I don't think they would have spent $1 billion. There was a rumor recently.
No.
A lot of people think it's over 100% incorrect, but it's a big rumor. Like they bought Silent Hills or the Silent Hill franchise for $1 billion, which just doesn't sound right at all.
No, I don't believe it. Like, even if Microsoft did pay for it, I honestly do not believe they would pay like $1 billion for it.
That's way
especially
too
after
much
they
with
like
Silent
paid
Hills.
like especially after they just paid like 2.5 billion just for Minecraft. And yes, I know they got the company Mojo.
They have the money.
But let's be honest here, they got that company just for Minecraft.
Yeah, they bought Minecraft for like a lot of money, and yeah,
And speaking of Minecraft, like what I want them to do at this year's E3 is, talk about Minecraft. Like, tell us the future about the franchise, because you just don't spend $2.5 billion on a game just to sit on it. So I want to see what Microsoft has plans with that game.
one of the main reasons I think they bought Minecraft was for there's this new motion control type of I can't remember what the name of it. You know what I'm talking about?
Um,
Their
did it,
new motion control type of thing where like you don't like it doesn't require like too much setup at all. And they had a Minecraft showing at GDC, I think.
are you talking about that Microsoft HoloLens thing?
Yeah, the HoloLens.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah, I believe we're going to see probably some of that, and that's what they displayed with Minecraft a little bit at the GDC conference, Game Developers Conference. And they showed off Minecraft was like the big highlight of that conference and how you can use it in gaming. I'm sure they're going to have some games, maybe, but yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see how close they get to the holodecks from Star Trek Next Generation.
It looks all good and everything, but yeah, we saw the same thing with Connect, and they didn't really capitalize like on
Yeah,
the gaming part of that.
like there was only like one good game for the Connect that wasn't a dancing game, and it was the Gunstringer. But even then, that game could have easily been done with a controller.
Yeah, the same thing with Sony and the PlayStation Move. They didn't
Yeah,
really capitalize on making a lot of games for it. That's
yeah,
why
like
they had just kid games for the what's it called, the Connect, and then they had They had a couple kid games for the Move, but less even, and
Yeah.
not a whole lot of games.
and like the only person, like the only company that even got motion controls down right was Nintendo, and even then they're
Oh,
moving
Nintendo
away
was
from
very
that.
gimmicky with it.
Yeah,
That's
they were gimmicky. Yeah, I'll give you
But,
that.
yeah.
But they actually made it like worthwhile at the same time compared to like
I
Connect and
think
the
they
Move.
how they advertised it towards the casual players, like your grandma, my mom and dad, and like those type of people and kids even. I think that's how they marketed it really good.
Yeah, and that's why I think why Connect and the Move kind of failed, because they weren't really targeting the
They
casual
actually
player.
didn't
Like,
fail at first. They actually had good sales, and then I don't know. They just never
yeah,
like
it
they
petered
didn't
off.
keep giving them games. Like
Yeah. That petered
Ridiculous.
off. Like,
yeah, kind of like the Vita, which hopefully it'll still be alive, and hopefully we'll see games at E3.
yeah, hopefully, like,
Yeah,
And of course, with Microsoft, there's going to be like a whole section dedicated to Call of Duty as well.
Here's the thing about Call of Duty. Sony actually is the one teaming up with Mountain Dew this year, and they're the ones that usually it's the other way around. Usually Microsoft's with Mountain Dew, Call of Duty's with Microsoft, and I think it's actually going to turn tables this year. And like a lot of people have been saying that they think that it's going to be advertised for the PlayStation 4. The sales are already better on the PlayStation 4 worldwide for Black Ops 3. A lot of people are like, oh, it's sold better and stuff, and it's only in North America that's slightly selling better for Black Ops 3 for the pre-orders. Yeah. But in worldwide is where you got to think, and that's what I think Activision, maybe they'll come out with the 1 month early DLC for PlayStation. You never know. They could change the whole setup.
Maybe, but
look at Destiny. They get Sony gets exclusive content for Destiny, and that's an Activision game. So you don't know. You never know what they could be doing.
Yeah, you never know. But like, I'm not sure if the Call of Duty is going to be on the PlayStation 3 site this year, because I think they're still under contract with Microsoft with the month exclusive deal. So I guess we'll find out in the next week or so.
They've been with Microsoft for a while, but Microsoft paid a lot of money out to do that too.
Yeah, because they have the money to do that.
And like I said, Mountain Dew, usually it's with Xbox, but now this time it's PlayStation 4 is what they're advertising with. So you don't know.
Yeah.
And another surprise game, Prey 2. We haven't seen much from this game since probably like 3 or 4 years ago. I remember seeing Prey 2, and it looked amazing. So I went back and played Prey 1. That was I think it was a 360 exclusive.
Yeah, it was 360 and PC.
Well, console exclusive.
Yeah.
And it probably was good at the time, but yeah, it was very outdated.
Yeah.
But Prey 2 might be a secret announcement, I think, that Microsoft might have up their sleeves.
Well, I'm not... Well, the last I heard about it was canceled, but considering that, all of these first-party publishers are like trying to get exclusive from third party, it wouldn't be surprising if Microsoft made a deal with 2K for some rights to it.
Yeah, because they, like I said, that was a console exclusive before, and I seen this somewhere on someone else's website that maybe Prey 2 will come out. I'm not really sure what else they'll be coming out with, but there was a game that was kickstarted. It's the spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. It's called Ukulele. I didn't. When you read it fast, it sounds like the
like the instrument.
Yeah, I was just.
I think that
game I think will be shown off because a lot of people they donated to that game. A lot of people. I think Microsoft will show it
almost I think over 3 million.
Yeah, there's a good niche audience for that game.
Yeah, series. I'm not sure if it's gonna be exclusively at Microsoft.
They might show
E3,
a little bit, but not
only because it's gonna be multi-platforms, considering all of the stretch goals that have been met with that game.
And there's definitely going to be a new Rare game because that's what the fans been asking. If they don't, then they're stupid. But
if
they don't have a new Rare game by now, Microsoft is just throwing Rare into the toilet. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know. Microsoft has a huge library of Rare games under their seat. Minus Donkey Kong, and they haven't really utilized it for years. The biggest time they actually utilized it was for an exclusive level of Shovel Knight on the Xbox One.
Yeah. And so do you think there's any other exclusives, or I think that's about it. I don't. Oh yeah, probably a price drop. This is either what I think Microsoft's going to do. They're going to have a price drop on the 500 gig down to $299, or they're just going to have it at $350. It depends. They could have it like that, or they could have two separate models. Have the $350 model, 500 gigs, and Amazon already leaked pre-order. I wonder if anyone's pre-orders got canceled for that. There's a pre-order for the new Xbox One controller, which they'll probably show that off too. It had the Xbox One controller in there, the Xbox One with a 1 terabyte hard drive, and it was $399.99. I don't really see consumers paying extra money. Like, I think at $349 with the terabyte hard drive, that would be a good deal.
Yeah,
But
like
for $399, why? I don't see, like, I see a lot of the consumers not seeing the value in that.
yeah, I don't really see like a $400 like Xbox One model, especially since it
Oh,
been
it
flying
is.
off the
It
side.
was shown. Like, it was on Amazon.com,
Yeah,
Like the American, North American
yeah.
Amazon.com. So
Like it could
it's
have been.
probably coming out.
I
It's
mean, it's probably
the
coming out.
price
Yeah,
is what we're gonna have to wait and see.
yeah. Like I doubt they'll release a $400 model because like it's been like selling pretty well ever since like the 300. Ever since it dropped down to
I think in the
350.
U.S.
So,
they've been selling really well.
yeah.
Europe is where they've been losing. Europe and Japan, Japan they never had.
Yeah, like
Europe
Japan, they had a chance. They had a chance for the 360, but they kind of blew it when.
but Europe is all place. It's all PlayStation is really outselling it in Europe, and in North America is basically where they're at right now. So
Yeah,
with the sales, they're coming closer to the PlayStation 4.
yeah. But of course, we'll have to wait and see if any of that is true or not.